Hello to people of the internet. Today we're playing Isle of Swaps, which is a trading card game which looks like and feels like someone has seen the Pokemon trading card game and the feel that you get from living on the playground and, you know, trading cards and battling in that way, and has brought it into the game. We're starting in the middle of a run, and I'm going to explain the battle, and then we'll move on to some of the other aspects of it. So generally within the battle, you have your Pokemon. As I say, this isn't the starter run, so I have 3 at the moment, but this was my little starting one, Aguato. We've also got Clobber and Molten because I just went for high power things. This one has 0 defense. And you basically get a bunch of cards. You have a deck which you build up, which has 13 cards in it? No, probably more. And yeah, so basically you need to play your cards. All of these are like your skills, and these ones are energy. So to actually play a skill, you need the corresponding energy. So this power spot skill requires 1 fire energy. This big hit requires 1 terra and 3 of any energy. So as you can see, the only hit I can really use this time is the Focus Strike, because I have a Terra energy, so I can use that, and then use this Focus Strike, which does, if we look at it, it gains 1 critical and attacks the opposite critter for the power of the critter plus 3 damage. Oh yeah, they don't call them Pokemon, they call them critters. So his power is 11, and so this should do 14 damage, and it does. And it chooses the opposite critter, which, if there was one in this space, it would fight that one. However, it just chooses the nearest one if there isn't one there. Now I could choose to use the Aqua attack, so I get to play 3 cards each turn. I can also move once per turn, and I can change my cards twice, so I can individually change cards. So I could say, I've only got 1 more thing, I haven't got any energy, so I could just use this energy. However, I might want to try a different energy. So if I try and swap the big hit, okay, I didn't get any energy, but then I can try and swap that instead, and I get Terra energy. Now I have a choice, do I want Terra energy or Aqua energy? Well, let's get some more Terra energy. It doesn't matter who applies the energy, you have to drag and drop the card where you want it. Anyway, this is just a wild fight in its words. So we're not fighting a human. We've supposedly fought this card in the wild. I'm not sure how that matches up the trading card perspective, but it's a game, so we'll forget about it. And then we're back onto my turn. It did some attacks, but you can see some of the attacks it can do, cards it has. But yeah. So this has gone down to 19 HP. This thing says it's weak to lightning. We don't have any lightning. Our water guy is weak to grass or plants, so it's fine that it's being attacked by this. We're just going to use it as a tank, I guess. We could do this for another 15 damage. That's pretty much almost dead. And then we're going to use fire. And we might as well do the one which attacks, because then we win. And because this was a wild fight, we just capture the 1 card. So we get Kind Lector, I don't know, and their signature skill, and they get added to our binder. So this is what they do. You may recognize these icons. So this is the rarity of the critter. This is the attack. This is their defense, their type, and then their ability, which is something that happens every turn. And this is a skill which you can use for all of them, but it's kind of linked to this in some way. You'll have to excuse the sound dropping out, because it doesn't keep the sound when you lose focus of the window, which something popped up. Anyway, so we now have these in our binder, which we're going to ignore that for now. And this is our binder, you can see, and you can kind of scroll through the pages. This game is demo rather than even early access, aiming to come out the middle of next year. So there are many things which could be improved, missing features and whatever not. You can jump to your pages of your critters here. So if I want to jump to my fire critter, I can do that, and there I can see them there. Obviously the water's on the same page. but the lightning's on this page, or I can jump to the ones with the skills in them. So if I want to go to my fire skills, it can be a bit like there isn't a quick way on the keyboard or anything, or any of these buttons, they don't work. You have to like drag like a normal binder, which is cool, but also maybe a bit tedious after a while. If you're like, oh, I just want to go like forward 3 pages quickly, and then you're like, well, I can't. There's only 13 pages in the whole book anyway, so these are kind of the fact that there's 1, 2, you know, almost there are 13 of these, but they don't all correspond to the different pages. Anyway, so yes, this is my binder, and then you get to choose your 3 critters here. So these are the 3 that you saw in the battle, and then you choose all of your skills to add up to 4, 8, 12. Yeah, okay, about 18. Because I lost count halfway through. So maybe it's 18, maybe not. So you get 18 skills also. And obviously you want those skills to match up to these things. It's probably good to have a good amount of energy, plus some attacks for those particular things. You can only, I think, use the blue skills on, you know, water critters. And you can change out, so, you know, we just, in that fight, what did we get? Oh, we got a spectral one, so we could swap that out, and we could then swap out our energy, but we're not going to do that this time because we like this grouping. And the other thing, which we haven't discussed, as part of this deck, is there are these stickers, and you get a certain number of slots depending on which critters you're using. So you're using more advanced critters. So I'm using I don't know the names, if it's common, rare, and super rare, or whatever it is. But because I'm using those rarities, I only get 5 slots. It tells you you get like fewer slots depending on how many of the rarest you use. But anyway, you have 5 of these slots for these stickers, as it calls them. And these do extra things. So this one changes the enemy critter's max HP by, you know, -5. Although it does say increases maximum HP, but obviously it decreases it, right? This one will change R power by 1. That you'll see at the beginning of the battle. This changes your critter's attacks to ignore 2 of the enemy's defense. This gives your aqua critters cure 2 negative status effects every 3 turns. So, you know, you get those abilities. But you have to get these cards somehow. You start the game with pretty much just 1 critter and its skills, and the kind of the base skills. So this terror attack is a base skill. This volt attack is a base skill for the lightning. Anyway, we haven't changed any of these because we're just going to keep the same deck. And you are playing through a kind of campaign which has cards on it. And so you're kind of 3 a delta at a time, and you just choose one. And you can see, well, this is the rival battle, which is going to be a tougher fight. So we may say, well, we don't want to fight the tougher battle now. We could choose to have this card instead. And then we can just fight a normal battle. And it kind of shows you on here the main Pokemon that they have. I said Pokemon critter. It's not a Pokemon game. It just looks a lot like it. So this is going to be a leaf, and this is going to be fire. So if you thought, well, I'm going to be better against leaf or fire, then, you know, you can even change your deck to suit that. I'm too lazy to go change the deck, or it's because changing the deck is a bit filled with effort at the moment, and there would be some nice to haves to maybe have a couple of layouts, or to quickly build up a deck rather than having to like scroll through the pages. But anyway, like I say, game is not coming out soon. There'll probably be, hopefully, some quality of life changes, let's say. So yeah, there's kind of these various cards. In fact, so yeah, here is a wild one. That's one we just fought. So here's one with a battle. So let's fight one, which is a battle. And you'll first of all notice that this is not just one. They have obviously more than one as well. These are all weak to water. In fact, this one at the bottom is weak. It's the same as our one to terror. So we definitely want to attack that one with this one. And we're happy to attack this guy in the middle. However, he's quite strong, so he might end up dying. In fact, they're both quite strong. So what do we want to do? We could attack this first. Yeah, it's only going to do 11 damage, so maybe we'll attack this one at the bottom, which is going to do more. And we'll get some energy for next turn. You can see these are our stickers that are on the side. So we could say that if we did the big hit, okay, we need more. Let's get more aqua energy then, because then we could use the big hit. That would do 21 damage, which isn't enough to kill them, so maybe let's not do that. We're not going to use 2 sets of blaze energy, so we swap that out. And then we get a terror attack, so we'll do that to do 15 damage. And then we have one more card. Let's swap the blaze attack again. We can get a power spot, which we can't use unless we get some energy down. So we can gain defense and heal. So that would heal everyone for 2 HP. Sure. And we gain some defense. Why not? So yes, they are doing the attacks they said they would. Every turn we're gaining 1 HP anyway, because this is what this guy does. He heals your allies. I want to knock this one out. And this will do attack all enemies for power plus 3 damage. And this has 5 power, so this is really strong. But we need to have different energy. Well, if we gain the terror energy, and then we use it, kills him. These ones are weak to it, so did extra damage to them. And then, what do we want? We can probably do this. Nope, we don't have enough energy for that, so we would just get the energy down. Now, they've moved this out the way of this one, but it's still opposite one, which is strong, so we don't need to swap it. And we could move this, because this is getting burnt, because of one of the abilities that they've used. Doesn't matter which one, probably not. We have water energy, so yes, it's going to choose the top one and do 7 damage. We could do this for 15 damage, and then we'll probably just get some energy for the next time. But let's swap out to see if we can get more applicable energy. Sure, let's go with Terra, so we'll have that for next turn. There is a sticker, which I think gives you an extra card usage. Because we found that in the tutorial, maybe? Anyway, it's maybe overpowered because it increases your card usage by a quarter. Anyway, we don't need to dawdle. Let's get some energy. We could flame tackle at the top. That will do 17 damage, and that's all we need. So the difference then between fighting a person, well, creature, with critters, because we're some like a spyro looking dragon, and that's a puppy, at least that's the way that I see it anyway, is that we get to swap cards. So this is the kind of trading aspect of the game, which you might have on the playground, and you can kind of, in some Tinder style, say yes or no, I don't want that, or and then you kind of put them to one side and you can do the swap later. So we already have this, so we don't want that. We did have this for a short while, so we can kind of say no. I mean, you're limited to 5 as well, so if you just choose all 5, then it's like, no, you can't do any more, and you have to like swipe them all left. You're like, oh, well, I've missed out, but you can kind of step back. So you can choose that way. So I mean, that's one of the better things. We don't need extra terror energy. In fact, this guy doesn't have very good cards. Do I like any of them? No, but we can increase, you know, max HP, or we can replace one more time the card replace feature, which, you know, we'll look at. Unfortunately, you know, if you're like, actually, I do, having only chosen 3 of those cards, I want to go back and add this one in, you can't like click that list. You have to like step back. So anyway, so that shows you've got these 3 cards you're trying to swap, and it has a value of 9, and you're trying to get to that value with your own cards because it has to be a fair swap. So this challenge, the character that we chose has a swap value +1 for all your cards. So if I was to, it won't let you choose, I was going to say it won't let you choose ones in your deck, but obviously I have double of that. So if I choose this one, it tells you I can't do that, which is slightly annoying because it'd be nice if I could say, yeah, that's fine, just remove it from your deck. If you want to swap it, you have to like go into here and remove him that way. And then you go to save it, like save it, and all of that just to kind of do this and realize, oh, it's 4 points. Maybe I don't want to do that. So again, quality of life changes could be improved, but again, it's not. I assume some of these will be made before the game comes out. But let me just go fix my deck because I want him in there. So yes, well, let's trade one of those. In fact, it says, so this is worth 3 points because not only is the card value +1, but we also get a swap bonus, which is unique per each swap session that you have. And it says that the value of my critter cards is worth more by 1. So you kind of have a benefit there. I could swap out this card, or, you know, I'm obviously a fan of that one. Maybe the one that we got before, I'm like, I'm not really using it. So that's fine to get rid of. I still need to find 3 more points if I want to get these. Now I could swap them. I could deselect these and then just take this card. Or maybe I say, actually, I just want these ones and I can get rid of these. And seeing as I don't expect to use this nature one just yet, in fact, it would be an improvement on one of these, so I could get them. But let's just go with this swap. So that's a value of 3, 4, 3. Because this is definitely a duplicate, so that's definitely good. So yes, then we just do the swap. And that's it done. I mean, we can swap again. And this time, you know, we've already got some of the cards, so. But now, you know, what did we get? We got 2 new stickers, so we've only got 1 slot for that, but we can do the one which increases our HP. Was that the better one? And that's a circle. This is technically better to use the card replace one more time. But I like using it twice only, because I'm like that. Anyway, so then you continue, and you get 3 more cards. If you don't open up all the card choices, then you get a coin for each coin that you leave, each card that you leave there. And so I have 16 coins. So, and then, what timing is that? There are either booster machines or cards that can appear in the world. So from a booster machine, you can obviously buy booster packs. So you can either have an Enter Attack pack, which will just give you the energy cards, or you can have a Taster pack, which I will get as a demonstration. Which you open with a nice little mouse swipe. There's some nice, like, juicy stuff going on in the game. So you kind of, you know, draw out the card in this way. And here are the cards which we get. Thick Skin, which is maybe a useful Terra thing, although quite low rarity. Dumbbell, which I think we already have. Card Holder, which draws 1 more card, not plays. And then this guy, who is a super rare, well, maybe not super rare, but it's also a shiny card. You can just about make out the shininess of that. So, you know, that's a good card to have. And every 3 turns, all enemies gain 2 burn. So that's the kind of ability you like. It's quite powerful, weak to electricity. Sure, we'll collect it. Are we going to put it in our deck? Maybe not just yet. I have enough coins that, let me just show you the other, so the energy pack, just in case you wanted to see it. Again, you just swipe down, although it always rips it on the right hand side, and you're just drawing them out. Spectral, Blaze, and these ones are okay. I thought it was just energy, but it gives you like lower attacks as well. But it's mostly like it has energy. And this is Ram, which is a skill without a main color, so you can just use anything, which is useful because it does decent damage. Yeah, it's not too bad. There's probably better attacks in there for an individual type of attack. Anyway, so you keep playing. There are only 3 remaining. Is it these 3? Maybe. Sammy swaps. So you've got cards he wants. Now, I haven't actually encountered this yet. In fact, you can... Well, I won't click it now, but there is... Oh yeah, there is here. So you can see which ones you've... which cards you've used, because apparently these are, you know, set, and it's randomly laying out the cards in order. In a random order, let's say. And so the 3 that are remaining, there's either a challenge boss, a battle, or a booster machine, and I think in the last one you have to fight the challenge boss, I think. So, anyway, Sammy Swap, what does he want? So you have cards in your binder that aren't in your battle deck. You want to swap them for these. And so we have a choice. We can, you know, swap this if we just wanted the water one. This could be useful. This is a skill even. Attack the opposite critter for power plus 3 damage. Opposite critter loses 1 defense per turn. So yeah, like we could say yes, no, or I don't know what this is. Next card. Okay, maybe it wasn't clear. I mean, it was a good guess if that was going to happen. So we could choose to swap those things. We'll just say go to the next swap. I don't know if there's a way to go back. He's saying that we're not using joke buzzer. So we could get another one of these, but we don't need another one of those. He already knows that we're not using it. And that goes back to the beginning. So yeah, we could take the swap. Let's sure, let's take the swap. And then we're going to say no. Or maybe that was the same one that came around again. But we could say that, yeah, we don't want to have this this healing one, because, you know, we don't want to heal anything. We want this powerful, what was it again? Attack the opposite critter for power plus 3 damage. Opposite critter loses 1 defense for 3 turns. That doesn't actually sound that great, but sure, we'll take it anyway. And that's the swap. And then we move on to the last cards, and because it's the last one, you just have to take the boss battle. And now we're fighting Noah, apparently. So, again, it's a, well, boss battle, which means it should be harder. The fact that they've got 2 which are weak to this guy, and we have Tsunami, is good. That requires lots of energy, though, so we're going to put in lots of energy. And then, yeah, it's better to attack all enemies for power plus 3, which will do 8 damage. But more to these 2, so that's an excellent attack to start with. Do we need to move anything? Nope, because these 2 are fine. That's not weak to anything. This has resistance to that. So if anything, that's the best place for this. So I assume damage it does will be reduced by 3. We want to get the acro attack going again. So let's use you to do, well, 12 damage. And then we can use this attack down here for 15 damage on that guy. You don't always need to swap cards. In fact, it's a bit slow because it's doing that cool power-up thing. This guy's losing a lot of HP, which isn't great. Let's get acro energy. Let's replace a couple of cards first. So we're going to swap this, and we're not going to want, I think we're probably going to use the terror attack more than anything, so that's fine. So we're going to get terror energy, and we're going to use these 2 attacks. We're going to use this one first, just in case it uses up both of the terror. So that will do 15 damage, although it dodged it. That's fine. Because apparently we did extra damage. And that's great. We've run out of cards to use, so this has got 4 burn, and it's going to explode and hurt itself at 5 burn. Although it only does 5 damage. Anyway, so we want to really, if we can, use this one. So we need to replace, actually let's replace the, yeah, fine, one of these. And then let's replace the Drench. And then we've run out of swaps. Okay, so we only have energy, fire energy, which is kind of annoying. So I can only use one of these attacks. We're going to use, try not to lose some health. Getting power isn't useful. You can only put the power on his square as well. So we're just going to make him lose HP, but attack. That'll do. We couldn't use all the cards, so maybe the extra swapping would have been useful. But we really need this guy to survive. I got rid of the healing skill, so that wasn't great either. 7 damage, sure. We're going to swap out the power spot. And we don't need double energy, in fact. We're just going to get the energy, aren't we? Because we've used up cards. So yes, the burn killed this one. In fact, his big attack has killed this guy. I've just realized, how did he get 15 attack? Anyway, so we're going to first kill this guy with the attack, and then that will kill this guy. And me preloading up the Terra energy was really helpful there. We can then swap cards with this guy, who's a boss, so we could say, yeah, this is the card we want, and this one isn't, or, you know, don't want one of those, but actually that's very cool, so we'll take that one, but he has 2, so I don't want 2. And then Nature and Blaze, well, I'm not using both of those. And that's one of the basic ones, but sure, we're interested in fire, and we've got all of these ones. I think we got that. A wacky snake, gaining poison, a dice, spectral critters, but I don't have any spectral critters. Anyway, so then we can try and swap these things, and I could, you know, if I wanted to upgrade this guy, because maybe I think that he's, oh no, that's a skill. But this thing, every turn everyone gains 1 burn. I don't know, that sounds dangerous. But anyway, we've done the whole swap thing before. The swap bonus this time is still the same. Maybe they'll add more of those to make them a bit different, where it says your water critters have a value of +2. You know, something more specific with an extra value could be interesting. We can see the cards again, we can exit the swap. If we continue, then it's the end of the game. And, you know, well, we went through that twice, that kind of series. Let's just take a look at the menu for you, because you haven't seen this. It's quite cool in that it, you know, puts you in the world and you're moving between things. You know, you can see your master binder, although there's no way to actually do it at the moment because it's a demo. Things like these achievements or whatever are still locked off. You can see a tutorial, and there are extra characters which aren't playable in this demo at the moment as well, which have different abilities, and they haven't worked out the abilities just yet. I mean, personally, I would like some of these options to not be in this kind of sliding menu, like things like settings, and the quit button should be like outside of this thing. And also it's a bit annoying if you're like, oh, where is that thing that I was looking for? You have to go like this. Slightly, but I mean, I'm just picky. And yes, there aren't too many options at the moment, but presumably there will be more, you know, at some point. Anyway, this is the game. If you've liked the video, please leave a like. If you are interested in the game, go check it out. I mean, if you've dreamed of playing a Pokemon-like game as a roguelike deck builder, then this might be up your street. Give it a wish list. But yeah, subscribe if you want to see more like this on the channel. There's plenty more like it. I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.